No, she's still not read it out right, sorry. Thank you. All right, friends, come on, find your name. Tell me your name. See it? What is it? All right, friends, you'll have about 1 more minute, okay? Okay, well, find your name. Okay. Let's see your card first. Outside, right? Can you get that way?
Oh, is that gonna mess you up?
Okay. And now,
You should be able to unplug this.
the front.
What's that?
So you should be able to unplug this.
Okay, good job. Okay,
I just don't wanna miss it.
I'll get
Yeah,
that.
it's in her.
This is cool.
Yeah.
They-
Did you get to see her do that?
Yeah, with the sound effects.
Isn't that awesome?
That was crazy.
Yeah. And there's no microphone, but I think like when she sits in this corner, I think it amplifies off of the concrete blocks.
Yeah.
Because it has like kind of a louder effect to it.
And I don't know if she was controlling them or if it was something
No,
automatic.
she said it's an app that like it matches the music to her voice, like with the book. Like somehow there's some sort of AI
It's
element to it.
crazy.
Yeah. She said it just like completely transforms their engagement.
Because this was a story about like a fantasy type, like traditional fantasy. And whenever she would like talk about fights and stuff, like it would get real big
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
it would be like nature music.
Yeah, somehow it matches like the
It was
text of her
perfect.
voice.
It was perfectly timed.
Yeah, it's so cool. I'm dying to know a little bit more about how all that works,
Right.
you know? It's almost like magic. It kind of captures adult attention as much as the kids.
I remember here setting up and I just stopped at one point and just watched. 'Cause it was
Yeah,
so
yeah. That's what I usually sometimes like doing some of the tutorials and I'm like, wow, this is so magical.
How are you?
Welcome to our curriculum day.
Yeah.
Help yourself just now. Hi. Hi. We don't have any parents yet. Did y'all send it out online? I'll go back up there the atrium check and see.
His name is Oscar Meyer.
Did you just get up?
No, I got it ages ago, 2016-ish.
Oh, okay.
My mom and my dad met.
Do we have anybody tuned in yet? Virtually?
We have 3 people.
3. There's 3 people who are tuned in online. Because we'll be live streaming it. So, yeah. We'll still start fresh. Okay.
Really quickly.
Both on Grace Square, and then do we pay our fees? Awesome, thank you for the blind.
Are you in middle school?
Yeah.
We forgot to ask about. So I guess we stand in front of the kids.
Yeah, I have it all set up for like that big roll area on the rug.
So we're in this, where are we? Oh, but we'll have the slides that we can look
I'll go grab the parents.
at. Yeah, do.
You're not gonna find us?
I'll stand by the
Go walk
road.
down the street, you'll probably find them having coffee somewhere. Hide in the coffee house.
Maybe a liquor store, see people going into
Oh,
the
yeah.
sometime.
There's a lot over there. Just go stand over there for like 5 minutes. We'll get home.
I didn't know that. And you were with who last year? Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, okay.
Well, it's 10 and 3.
So you know from Select.
Oh, we put it in the schedule.
Oh, wait, there's Karen. Oh.
Do we have one?
So, yeah, you can have a seat anywhere you want. This is Gavin Webb's mom. Hi. We didn't have to take, we need to take this.
Yeah, they make like rug corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
things.
Are we ready?
Yeah, I think we should probably start. Yeah, I'll keep checking.
Okay, come on. Can we stand over on this side too?
Yeah.
Or do we need to be over there?
Oh, that works great. You guys are fine.
And also, who's controlling it? Because somebody's got it.
Keyboard's out there. Looking on the tablet.
So right here is good?
Sure.
Okay, sure. Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome. We're so happy that you're here with us, either in person or online. We're delighted to have you here, and we're also delighted to have your students with us, and we're happy to get to know them this year. This is my team, Ms. Stokes, Ms. Canaris, and Ms. Chang. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and then we'll move on. Go for it.
Okay, I'm Miss Canaris. I teach 5th grade with them. I teach reading, science, social studies, writing. Am I missing anything? That's it. That's it.
I'm Miss Chang. I teach not reading, math, writing, science, and social studies.
I'm Mrs. Stokes, and I teach math, writing, science, and social studies.
And I'm Ms. Valcoz. I'm the lead teacher, and I teach ELA, science, and writing as well. We do have a wonderful support team that we call our village, because without them we would not be able to do this alone. And we have a lot of support this year. So I'm just going to let them come on up. Mr. Vickers, Ms. Matthews, Ms. Barr, if y'all will come up and just kind of introduce yourselves and let them know what your part is in our village.
Hello, I'm Amanda Barr. I work with a math class, and I work with Ms. Balcos's reading class as well.
I'm Natalie Matthews. I teach EIP, ELA, and I also sometimes work with Canaris, but I'll be pushing into several classrooms, I'm sure.
I'm Mr. Vickers. I also work with many of the teachers here in either reading or math. I primarily focus on an EIP math group.
And if you need to contact any of us, all of our emails are on this PowerPoint slide that we can send out later. As far as our class schedule, it looks a little bit different this year because we have 2 teachers that teach reading and 2 teachers that teach math. So in the beginning, we have our arrival and our morning meeting. Our first long block is from 7:45 to 9:10, and some students will have reading and some students will have math, but we just call it block 1. After block 1, they'll all come back to their home rooms, and they will go to where they're supposed to go to for writing. It's about a 45-minute session for writing, and then after writing, they'll go to their specials class of the day. We have a bunch of planned in bathroom breaks and transitions. And then we have our science social studies time. We flip-flop back and forth between units in science and units in social studies. Our first unit was social studies. Right now, we're in science. Next week, we'll be back to social studies. And then after that, they have their second long block. So that is the second big chunk of time. If they went to reading in the morning, they'll go to math in the afternoon. Vice versa, if they went to math in the morning, they'll go to reading in the afternoon. After block 2, everybody comes back to their homerooms, and I like to say you can turn your brain off after 12:50 because after that we just have lunch and recess and dismissal. It's a pretty good schedule. We do have snack time right during that science social studies time, so please, if you are not packing your student with a snack, please, please, please pack them with a snack because we have 1 o'clock is about when we eat lunch, and that's a long stretch of time between breakfast and lunch. Our curriculum, last year we started teaching using the HMH math. We are continuing on with HMH math, so you'll notice a lot of the homework that they're coming home with looks very similar to what they were getting last year. And if you have any questions about that, please feel free to reach out. As far as reading, this is new this year. HMH, we've adopted the reading curriculum and the writing curriculum from HMH. And so reading is taught by Ms. Canaris and Ms. Balkos, but all 4 of us teach writing. And then our main websites and things that we use in terms of independent work, or if you are wanting your student to have more additional work to do at home, are both HMH and Waggle. And the students this year are very familiar with Waggle already, but they'll notice that you can now choose math or reading.
Okay, standards-based grading. This is a really big change this year. In the past, in 5th grade, the grade book has looked like, science, and then you'll have a whole bunch of progress grades of numbers. We would say like cells, unit, assessment, and put in a number grade, and they would get an average, very standard number grades. This year, we're switching to only standards-based grading. So the standards are all the criteria that they're being graded on, like a 5th grader can use an inference from a text, or a 5th grader can cite evidence from a text and explain what it means. So we take each standard, and then instead of giving them a number score, they get either exceeding the standards, which is like way above 5th grade level, demonstrating the standards, it's a DM, so they're meeting 5th grade expectation, developing the standards is a DV, that means they're almost there, but still working on it. Emerging with the standards is an EM. That means they're not quite there yet, but they're starting to show some early steps. Not yet demonstrating is an ND. That means we just haven't seen anything showing us that they can complete that standard yet. And then standard not assessed is NA. We just haven't gotten to it yet. Like we don't expect them to be able to multiply fractions in the first quarter when we haven't taught it. So your report cards are not report cards anymore, they're progress reports. And you'll get those
3 times?
Yeah, 3 times in the year instead of 4 times in the year. And it will just be, it'll show you the standard, and then it'll show you where on this continuum the students are. And before, the part with the standards and the report cards has been like 1, 2, 3, 4, and I know parents would get stressed out and feel like, oh no, they're at a 1. But these are not meant to be punitive, it's meant to just show you where on this continuum they are. So we don't expect 5th graders to all demonstrate the 5th grade standard necessarily on that first progress report.
Because we are practicing all of the skills all year long. So instead of just having one opportunity to show that they've mastered it or that they understand the standard, they'll have all year long to prove that they can make it to the demonstrating DM.
And I actually like this better because you know exactly what area your child needs help with. With the average, if you saw an 85, you would not know exactly where your child's strengths are and where their weaknesses are. So I like this a lot better so that you can pinpoint or target those areas that they need the most help with.
And if I could just say a couple things, I'm Melissa Kurtz, I'm the instructional coach at Winder Elementary, and on Thursday night, tomorrow night, at the PDC, there's going to be a parent information session about standards-based grading from 5:30 to 7, so feel free to attend that if you want some additional information. And then I also wanted to let you know that we're doing parent-teacher conferences twice this year. Once will be in November. The teachers will be reaching out to you to schedule them, but you'll have a chance to kind of talk through this first trimester progress report with the teacher. And then we'll have parent-teacher conferences again in March, so you can be expecting communication about that too.
Yeah, and any work that you receive back, so the students will complete work, instead of putting a number grade on it, we're putting more of the acronyms here. Sometimes if it's like a math, we'll do, you know, they got 9 out of 10 and then show that, okay, they're at the demonstrating standard. But you will most likely not see any like 99s or 65s or any number grades like that.
And right now, as far as, I know some people will do like, you know, they'll put these letters on there. For my class, I've been using checks, check pluses, and things like that. But I also will do, I think Ms. Stokes is also doing the number of correct over the number as a whole. Because they're all different, but they're all, you know, about the same thing. But since we have a little break here, I just want one of our support team to pop up here. Ms. Greer, if you want to introduce yourself real quick.
I'm Ms. Greer. I support Ms. Canaris and Ms. Stokes, and so I'm just the ESOL support teacher who goes in, and I'm with them during their entire reading and block and entire math block.
Okay, these are behavior sheets. So we modeled this after the system that the middle school used to do. They changed it a little bit this year, but we really liked it, so we kept it. So they have this sheet every single month. So this example says September 2023. Right now they're working on a behavior sheet that says August 2024. And every day and every subject is accounted for on here in all of these little spaces. So in the younger grades, your students might have had like clip charts. Instead of doing that, we give them feedback. So on 9/5, September 5th, in science or social studies, we'll write the initial of the color there.
Testing,
So
1, 2, testing.
if they had a wonderful, amazing day on September 5th in science and social studies, we're going to write a B for blue, meaning they went so above and beyond. They led by example. It was incredible. They had orange is one below, so they still had an awesome day, above expectations. G for green is just standard. They did what we wanted them to do. And then yellow, when you see a Y, we'll probably have communicated with you already. That means just like a few warnings were needed to get back on track. Or a red, an R, you definitely would have gotten communication with us. It means like a lot of warnings were used and still we couldn't get back on track. So students get this all filled out by each of their teachers every day, and it's nice because it's not like a big public, you know, so-and-so is on yellow. We talk to them, they know why they're getting each color, and they get a lot of positive feedback from this too. At the end of each week, parents sign it here, families, just to say, I know how you've been doing at school. And then at the end of the whole month, they turn in their behavior sheets, so they'll turn in their August behavior sheets to us this coming week on Tuesday. And if they've kept track of this one piece of paper for a whole month, their colors are pretty good. They don't have like 3 reds, you know. And they have parent signatures, so we know it's gone home to you guys, and you guys have seen it, and you know what's going on with them at school. Then they turn that into us, and they get a behavior party. So we'll do different rotations, like we've done one at outside time, or movie time, or dance party, so they get whatever party they choose to celebrate a whole month of keeping track of their behavior and getting family feedback on it. Yeah, that's our sheets.
Okay, and I think we already talked about this, but instead of having 4 quarters, we're going to have 3 trimesters. So your child will get 3 report cards. One in November, one in February, and another one at the end of the year. And also on those report cards, you'll see standards-based grading instead of the numerical grades. And like Ms. Kirk said, we will be having conferences twice this year. So we'll have one in November, one in March. In the past, I know you guys had maybe the month of January and February to get it done, but we're going to have it on specific work days. So you would have to come on that specific day versus having it spread out throughout those months.
If you are not already connected to the Infinite Campus Parent Portal, you definitely want to get connected to it because that is how you are going to be able to view your students' progress reports. We don't print them anymore. I don't think we have printed them in a while. So in order to view your students' progress report, you'll have to log in on the parent portal. Now, I'm not a parent, but I've heard from parents that when there have been issues getting into the parent portal, if you email the tech support, iparent.help, at vera.k12.ga.us. They are very responsive, and they are very willing to help you get connected and help you solve your issues.
Every time I've done it, they responded in 24 hours, here's your login, and it's been fixed. And if you forget this email, you just Google Barrow County Infinite Campus Parents, and it'll always come up most of the time.
So here are just a few helpful resources that students may want to do at home, or you might want to help them with, like, say, the multiplication facts, which is really important for math. We can't, we can't say enough about that. Can't stress that enough. It is so helpful in so many ways. And you can do something as simple as do your 2s one week, do your 3s, and then 5s, and just really just know those backwards and forwards. Also practice spelling words. We do have spelling tests now with our new HMH reading. Depending on whose class you are, it's anywhere from 10 to 28 words, something like that. But they do have spelling words that come home at the beginning of the week, and we do stress that they just practice those so that they learn their spelling patterns, which is very helpful for future writing as well. And then, of course, there's Waggle, which Ms. Chang has already talked about. That's just somewhere where they can practice either their reading or their writing.
And it's all personalized. They take the MAP test 3 times a year, so most of our students have taken the first fall MAP, and so Waggle will analyze the spots that they need a little bit more help in and analyze what they're ready to learn, and that's what it gives them. So if you have a student who is reading above grade level, Waggle is going to give them things that are above grade level. If you have a student who's still struggling with their multiplication facts, Waggle is going to give them some practice that'll help them learn their multiplication facts.
Any questions for us?
Is there a way we can enter the same Waggle that y'all do here?
Yes, so if you have a computer at home and that student logs into their Microsoft using their, the school email that they have, everything is right there. And they know what the Launchpad class link is, and they should be able to find Waggle from there.
They know how to get to it, but if they say they don't, just message us.
Yeah.
Make sure they direct me.
Happy to help you.
Really?
Any other questions about behavior sheets or grades or anything?
No? All right. Well, we've really enjoyed our time together here. If you have any questions later on, please feel free to contact us at any of our emails that were at the beginning of our presentation. Thank you.
Parents, I just wanted to remind you that we have our back to school picnic on September 21st from 11 to 1. It's a great time to not only get to see some of your students' friends, but their parents as well, and make some connections and just have a lovely afternoon together. I hope you've enjoyed your presentation. This team of 5th grade teachers is really top notch. And I know how much they dearly love each of your children. They tell us all the time what a great class this is, and so we are enjoying every minute of their last year of elementary school. It goes so fast. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.